popping, peeps? I'm back. This is the inventory. A full-time look at the game at West Ham v Arsenal at the Olympic Stadium, where Arsenal came up triumphant and won 3-1, 1-3, a victory at last. There's a lot I want to say because I haven't been around for a bit. Missed the Norwich game, missed the Brighton game. I've been a bit down about certain things and need to be pushing things out there a lot more, and I will be doing that on a consistent basis now across all my social media platforms. So this is just a recap. I did do some videos on the Norwich game and on the Brighton game. I didn't do anything on the West Ham game, but this is my like I said, this is the inventory. I call this the inventory, which is a full-time look on the game overall, and how well we did. But I just thought I'd comment as well on the Norwich game as well, Norwich and the Brighton games, because yeah, I left it at half time actually. The last video I put up was from half time from the Norwich game, and we was losing 2-1 at the time. We managed to draw the game 2-2, but the game was atrocious, man. We was poor yet again in that particular game, and I could see the downward spiral. Freddie's first game in charge that was as well. The team selection was a bit funny for me. I didn't understand the team selection that Freddie put out. Wasn't bold enough. You know what I'm saying? The players that he chose as well, I was very confused by it. But I put it down to the fact that maybe he was just trusting in the older players, and I think he's put out a statement to that effect as well, where he wanted the older players to show the youngers and that, and he knew that they can play ball, etc., etc. But that led on to the Brighton game. We drew the game 2-2. The two players that I said was gonna or would make an impact in that game actually did. The Timu and the guy that came back, I can't even remember his name. This is what I'm bad at, and this is what will get better. Those things I'll retain in my psyche, so I can recall it instead of just writing it down. I just want to be total recall, be as open, as transparent as I can be, and just be me. And this is how I'm being me. I'm an Arsenal boy, been an Arsenal boy all my life, so this is all I know, bottom line. So that, yeah, we drew the game 2-2. They had us under pressure for a while. There was a patch in the game where we played okay, but yeah, we drew the game 2-2 and looked very shaky, especially at the back, as per usual, and we conceded another 2 goals. Then it led on to the Brighton game at the Emirates, and we've actually lost that game 2-1 at home to Brighton. And Brighton looked like the team that looked like the home team, looked like the team that was in form. We looked like the relegation zone team. It was mad, and at that point I thought, yeah, my club's in trouble. And again, the team selection that Freddie put out was a bit funny for me. It was a little bit funny with the team we put out. I've actually got the results here and all that, but I'm just looking at like the teams and that, the team they put out for the game, and I was thinking, rah, man, it's a bit funny. It was a bit off key for me because there's certain players in there that maybe it was a little bit better for the Brighton game actually, the team selection, but the Norwich one was all over the place. I thought, rah, but anyway, we ended up losing that game 2-1, and I thought, yeah, our club's in trouble now. The Arsenal are in trouble. They're in big trouble now. It's, you know, losing at home to Brighton, a team that has not beaten us for many years, and we've actually lost the game at home to them. That was, you know, I didn't know how to think. I didn't even know what to say. There was not a lot of words I can say after that defeat. We looked atrocious playing in the game. They looked quicker on the ball. They looked like they wanted it more. It just looked like there was nothing in our squad, nothing in the team at all. Nobody knew what they were doing. There was no cohesion. Nothing was going for us in the game. It looked just terrible. And at that point, I was worried. I was worried for the team because, boy, the next particular game we had was leading on to the West Ham game, which is the team that we actually won. We actually picked up a win after 9 games. We picked up a win. We haven't won for 2 months. Like, it's ridiculous. But yeah, we actually won the game. But even in that game, there was times in the game we just looked, the first half in particular, we was down 1-0 down at half time actually, and after they scored their goal, both teams looked a little bit nervous at first actually. We looked okay. We started okay-ish, but there's no penetration. We're too slow on the ball, not moving the ball quick enough. You know, no zip and nothing in it. There was nothing in it. Playing the ball too many times. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going for the killer ball certain times in the first half. But they looked better than us in the first half. They ended up going in 1-0 up, and in the second half now, a period like we started off the second half not too well again. But then something changed in the 60th minute. I think it was the 60th minute where we've scored. We've actually equalised with Martinelli, who had a fantastic man of the match for me. Was Gabriel Martinelli. The guy works hard. Even when things weren't going for him, he's trying. You know what I'm saying? He's closing down all the time. You know what I'm saying? He's making them darting runs. The guy is tremendous. That's what all I want from an Arsenal footballer is what Gabriel Martinelli showed against West Ham on Monday. That was a tremendous performance, and he's been pushing for a first team spot for a long time. To be fair to him, he has been pushing for a first team spot, got his chance, and he grabbed it. And that's what we need. That's all I ask for. Even if we lose the game, if players are giving it all like that, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But these players, sometimes I look at them and I think, what is this, man? Don't you guys have no heart and no passion at all? Is there nothing to show for this thing right here? It makes me mad. Because there's so many people who like to be in their position and will give their right arm to work hard for the team, etc. And then they're showing that. But there's a lot more going on in the club, and we can get into that as well. But there was a lot more going on in the club. But we won the game 3-1. We scored through Martinelli, who made it 1-1. And then in a 9-minute spell, we just looked outstanding. We were zipping the ball. The ball was moving quickly. We was finding the passes. There was no dilly-dallying. You know what I'm saying? We were just going for the jugular. And then we scored again through the Pep man. I was so happy for him. So happy for the Pep man. Because I know a lot of people's onto him. But for me, and like I was telling my son, he's our most potent footballer. Pepe is our most potent footballer. He will cause problems. You know what I'm saying? He will cause so many problems. But I wanted to go into the team news for that game for West Ham, just to get an overview of that as well, because Freddie went bold in that game. Went very bold, and I was happy when I saw the team lineup. I thought, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is the type of lineup we need to be going for. You know what I'm saying? We need to be going for them from the off. So we had Leno in goal. Bellerin was due to play at right back, but picked up an injury. So Ainsley Maitland-Niles came in there. Then we had Callum Chambers and Socrates playing in the middle. No place for David Luiz, who sat on the bench. On form, I guess it was the right choice for David to sit on the bench. I've been an advocate for David because looking at our centre-backs, on paper, I'm not saying about on the pitch because that's where it really matters, but on paper, David Luiz is our best defender. Let's not have no bones about that. For what he's done, on paper, he's our best defender. So I was looking for more of a partnership with David Luiz and another defender. And I was saying David and Callum. That's what I was kind of, adhering to. Them two playing as a two, you know what I'm saying? Not Socrates. But I must admit, the Callum Chambers-Socrates partnership against West Ham looked okay still. Then we had Kieran Tierney playing at left back. But Kieran picked up an injury as well, and he had to go off, and Saeed came on for him. That was in the first half, I believe, or it was in the second half. But Kieran had to leave the pitch because he picked up an injury in that game, and Saeed came on. Then we had Lucas Torreira and Granit Xhaka, who played as a two. And like I've said previously before, them two in previous times looked like our best two partnership for what we had. I'm not gonna hold no bones about it. I'm not the greatest Granit Xhaka fan. I don't think that he's Arsenal quality. I just don't think that he's a good footballer and he will do a job, but I don't think that he's the man that we need in that role, playing for our club. But that's another subject. They played them two together, and like I said, those two have been the best partnership for us as a pairing. So I'm not going to argue about that. Then we had Pepe Ozil and Martinelli as the kind of a three, and that's why I'm talking about Freddie being a bit bolder now. He's putting Pepe and Martinelli and Ozil in there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to see, that kind of thing, that kind of lineup. And he played Ober at top. And for long periods, like I said in the game, West Ham were on top. They were doing much better than us. We looked a shadow of ourselves, passes going astray, you know, and a lot of players not playing how they should be playing. It just looked, you know, like we're going to be in trouble, and especially as we went 1-0 down. I'm just thinking the worst. When we went 1-0 down, I couldn't see any way of us getting back. And then a spark happened. Something just happened where them guys just kicked into another gear, which they should be doing all the time. I don't understand that. They kicked into another gear. 60 minutes, Martinelli scored, and then we scored again. We scored again through the Pet Man to make it 2-1. You know what I'm saying? Then Ober's scored to make it 3-1. So we look comfortable, come away with a victory at West Ham. It's a beautiful feeling because I haven't seen my team or witnessed my team win a football game for a long time now. It just seemed like, wow, we've actually won a game. Maybe we can kick on from this. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of work to do. There's still a lot of work to be done at Arsenal. This is just a good thing because we couldn't lose this game, because that would have been horrendous for our running, the games that we've got coming up. And I'm going to look at them just now. I know we've got, on Thursday, we've got Standard Liège, who's coming up on Thursday. We've got Standard Liège coming up on Thursday. Then we've got a big one, Manchester City at home. Now, if we can get a point from that game, I'll be happy. We Man City, Everton away, then we've got Bournemouth away, Chelsea at home, then January the 1st, Manchester United, then it goes into the FA Cup. Third round, we've got Leeds United. But just looking at the running, that's a tough running. And for us to lose at West Ham, oh my days, it might have been a lot for us going into that particular running. But we've won the game and we looked okay for that period. I was very impressed with that, just that period, and they need to be doing that more often. They've got it in them. I know this squad's got it in, and we've got a good squad of players. And they shouldn't be they're in a false position right now. They shouldn't be where they're sitting in the league. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on, like I said, within the club, and we'll discuss that, I'm sure, in future weeks, etc. But I just wanted to do this review of the game. Like I said, I call this the inventory. It's a full-time look at the game against West Ham United v Arsenal at the Olympic Stadium, where we've come out victorious with a 3-1 victory. There'll be a lot more content to come. I'm going to be coming back for what I call the framework, which again is a look at the game coming ahead against Standard Liège on Thursday. We play them in the Europa League. I'll also be doing a lot more content on all my other social media platforms. I'll leave a link. All the links will be in the description. Keep an eye out for all of that. What can I say? We've come back. We're on the winning trail. It's funny to say that, but we've actually won a football game. We're back on that winning trail. Who to be a Gooner standard? Fulfill your true potential. Peace.